Everybody, it's Mike Lewandowski and Mike Yancich, and we're at the living room of the St. Clair Country Club. Just completed the renovation probably about a month ago, and Mike led the project. So if you want to give a quick synopsis of the overall project, how everything went, feel free to share.
Number one, want to just say that the project was on budget, on time, and as you can see, or as you're about to see, flawless quality. Other than that, working with the board, working with St. Clair Country Club, working with everybody involved, it was a great project. It was a team collaborative effort. We did have somewhat of a constricted timeline here, and that we had to meet, and we had to acquiesce, and we got there. Of course, with any project that is a couple $1 million, you have bumps and bruises in the road, but we work through them as a team, not just L&L, but all of our trade partners alike, and the club as well. They were fantastic to work with. Richard LaRocca, Carl Gertner, Eric Wisniewski, Chris with housekeeping, they were all fantastic.
Yeah, that's great, man. No, part of it, halfway through the job, they wanted we had to have the ballroom finished so that they could throw a country club event with all the other managers in the area. And you and the team made it happen in real time, which was fantastic.
Yeah, it was one of those things where they kind of came in, they walked in on Monday and they said, hey, this room, it's got to be done by Thursday. Here we go. I beg your pardon?
Okay.
And we said, anything else?
Yeah.
And they said, nope, just can you make that happen? I said yes, I shook my head yes, but my brain was telling me absolutely not. And then we did make it happen.
Yeah.
We were all in attendance for that event, and
It was a great event.
It was fantastic. You know, during that event we received so many compliments about how the ballroom looked. And
Yep.
Meanwhile, no one had any idea of what it looked like 72 hours prior to that.
Yes.
And then, but we got to the finish line so quickly.
Just appreciate the effort, because I know that was a lot of early mornings and late nights to get that completed, organizing different trades. So that was just an epic team effort.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Bending over backwards for the client and just ensuring that we did have a wonderful party that night. And I do think everybody was very, very impressed, especially how quick, because that was only a couple months into the project. And keep in mind, 4 months, start to finish. 4 months. This is what, how many square feet? 7,000, 8,000?
I think it's more than that,
Is it 10,000? I'm not sure.
I don't know. It's a fairly large space. Yeah, I mean the timeline, it was done in 4 months, but like I always keep on saying, it was a big collaborative team effort.
Yes.
L&L, you know, the ownership at L&L, you, your brother, Mike Lentini, Jared, you know, our production manager, they were always so quick to lend a helping hand. And honestly, that is what led to the success of this project, and honestly, the success of our company. I mean, that is why our company is so successful. That's why we've risen through the ranks here in Pittsburgh in the last, probably we've ready for
5 years ago now.
I mean, takeoff, like ready for takeoff. Like 2 years ago, we just started trending up, and it's all because of you guys and the culture you guys have built here.
It's a team, baby. All right, awesome job. Let's go take a tour. Dave's going to be giving us a tour today. Do you want to tell everybody what we're going to be taking a look at?
Yeah, it's been quite the journey. We wrapped this project up on May 1st here. We're here now to show you guys the finished space, which include the vestibule, lobby, living room, wine library, ballroom, the main hallway, and 4 bathrooms, which are the bistro bathrooms and the gallery. The goal is to kind of show you guys the key highlights of what made this project so special. Also, special shout out to the St. Clair executive team to help with this project and the architect Chambers. So thank you all, and we're excited to show you what the final result was.
And Mike, any thoughts before we do the big tour?
I think, as you guys already touched on, this project was a great success, and it's all thanks to especially St. Clair Country Club, Chambers, the architecture firm, and our leadership team at L&L Designs. We're excited to show you guys around.
All right, let's go give a tour. Let's do it.
So we're now in the main lobby and the vestibule. This by far is my favorite part of the entire project by a long shot in terms of finishes and overall work. It's hard to imagine, but every single piece of oak here, from the crown molding, casing, door casework, is all original hardwood. I give Olympic Painting a lot of credit here. They probably spent 6 weeks here hand sanding down every single piece of trim. Even up here to the beams, all original oak. It's just unbelievable here. And the stain finish, I think, complements the tile that is carried out through the entire club here. My favorite piece of casework is right behind you, Mike. This is the lobby desk. Lauren's team, once again, knocked it out of the park here. This is all fluted oak here. With a quartzite countertop. I love the little feature, especially with the 3-inch waterfall overhang and the LED tape strip lighting that kind of accents that and gives a nice little glow there. Behind is a permanent artwork piece from James Gallery here. But like I said, this room kind of really defines the rich history of St. Clair Country Club, in keeping a lot of the old rich history with the oak, because a lot of the other rooms were updated with paint compared to stain, but they wanted to really keep this entrance with the history of the club. So just a beautiful job well done between all of the trades here.
They did a very nice job, and there's very intricate trim. And so to sand all of this and stain it, because it used to be very, very dark, and liven it up and brighten it up, it's very impressive. But yeah, the whole floor looks amazing. The paint, everything looks great. What was some of the most complex parts of this part of the reno?
Here in the main lobby, I think one of the most complex parts was this really intricate trim that you're looking at up here on this bulkhead. And then also the ceiling. I mean, you're looking, if you look up there, I mean, that's like 35, 40 feet up in the air. Getting scaffolding in here and getting those guys set up and get that done, that was a lot of juggling.
Yeah.
A lot of juggling, but as soon as we actually kept them up there sanding, and then as soon as they were done sanding, we had them start staining, just so they didn't have to get back up on the scaffolding. We could work our way down and then work our way through the club.
That's great. The tile team did a phenomenal job. All the lines, the grout lines are completely straight, the patterns perfect throughout. That's not an easy task whenever you have such a large footprint to do too, so nice work with them.
So now we're in the living room. It's hard to imagine 4 months ago, but this room was considered outdated. The wainscoting and coffered ceiling were all stained. The club wanted to have this thing more updated. So what we did here was rebuilt the entire fireplace, made it more modern and more sleek. And as we look around here, all the walls now are an art gallery. I give a big shout out to James at James Gallery here. The whole plan of this room was to have an exhibit for the members here to come enjoy the space, but also buy locally painted artwork. So this will be an ongoing art gallery throughout the entire year, with paintings being changed out periodically.
This space looks completely different from what it did. I hope we do have some before and afters of this. I don't think people are actually going to believe it, that this is the same room. This is all still the original trim from way back then. As you can see, the area is a lot more modern than it was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's very, very bright.
Yeah.
Very warm and welcoming, whereas before it was kind of just dark. So
yeah,
nice trends.
Yeah, I don't want to say it had almost like a Gothic look, but it kind of did. Yeah.
All right, great. Where are we off to now, Dave?
The wine library.
All right.
This room is very special to us because it was a very big collaborative effort between us, the club, and Chambers to design these custom wine lockers, which I will highlight in a few minutes here. As you'll see around here, a lot of the exact same finishes translated from the living room until this. Believe it or not, the wallpaper here is acoustical to help deaden the sound in this room here. The coffered were also painted and sanded down, as well as the wainscoting. The fireplace right there is a brand new gas insert fireplace with a lot of the same features as the living room. Let me now go into some of the more in-depth features of these custom wine lockers. The exciting part of this entire project were these two wine lockers right here. Initially, they had spec'd out wine lockers that were out of budget. So the club, ourselves, and Chambers kind of collaborated over the 4-week time period to kind of mimic what they wanted to have originally here. One of the coolest things was we used all of our local trades to make these things possible. We used Lauren Kokett with Aero Cabinet Company, Jason Kowalski of Kowalski Heating and Cooling, and Rex Glass to make these things come together here. You will see here, we are now housing over 500 bottles of wine in the now wine library here. As you'll see is here, we have these peg system here that are able to house 2 bottles of wine per peg here. All custom glass from Rex with 2 doors, which are locked. Eventually, members, I believe, will be able to actually purchase pegs to house their exact wine that they want to have on display here. All the casework is a walnut veneer, which really makes this place pop. And then one of the coolest things is, in the challenges, was how to be able to cool these units with existing conditions. So we came up with this beautiful design on the left-hand side here that's actually housing the cooling units here. So they'll be able to be serviced down the road here. And there's slots here for ventilation. On the left, on top and bottom, on both sides here, we have the exhaust and intake here. So it's a self-contained unit here that we were able to design and build for a fraction of the cost. So these are just spectacular.
I think one of the best parts about the wine lockers in general, rather than buying a piece of equipment and just slapping on like everywhere else, these were customized and built for the St. Clair Country Club. They have complete, fully custom, brand new, engineered, designed by you and the team, and you're not going to find this anywhere else in the world.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. I think everybody who had a hand, going all the way down from Dave to me to our foreman and even our frontline guys at L&L, they all had a hand in building these wine lockers. It's a very, I want to say it's a very sentimental piece for L&L because this is something that we should all be very, very proud of. It was a very collaborative team effort here.
Yeah, I love it. I also love the continuity too, with the tile in the vestibule, and the whole living room, also going underneath here. And then you have Armina Stone that came and did the fireplaces and up front. It's just this whole space flows beautifully. Nice work.
Here in the gallery hallway, here in the men's gallery restroom, we fully renovated that. Our 4 trophy cases, moved 2 of them upstairs and then connected this beautiful crown molding to be all one long piece. All of this in here was sanded down and stained with the early American stain, which is what the club actually chose for the entire working space. Women's restroom, that was fully renovated as well. And then as you work your way down throughout the hallway, there are 2 other restrooms that we fully renovated too. Down here in the bistro corridor, as I mentioned before, as we were walking down the gallery hallway, there were 2 restrooms that we renovated as well. In here, you can see these coffers up here. These were pretty intense to sand down and restain. Also, you can see that we went ahead and we repainted all of the walls as well.
Nice job.
We're now in the ballroom. Big renovation in this space, really livened it up, brightened it up. All new paint throughout, new hardwood floors, putting these beautiful gold chandeliers and gold fixtures on the wall. What's a very cool thing is, you're saying about the mirrors?
Yeah, these are specialized mirrors from the state of Georgia. The whole idea was to create this illusion that there was windows on the opposite side there to kind of reflect the exact same window scheme on the opposite side there. So it's a nice little detail the architect came up with.
In this space to really like mitigate the sound, so if they have a big event going on, it's not too loud and everything's bouncing off the walls. So even being in here with right now with nothing in it, it seems very noise deadening. So anyways, nice work.
One of the key highlights here was a new product that we've installed for the first time called AcoustiBuilt. Each of these trays above us here where the chandeliers sit is a very specialized drywall system called AcoustiBuilt that helps with sound deadening properties. So one of the biggest issues the club had beyond being outdated was the sound and the reverb in this. So the architect spec'd out this system here that finishes like drywall, but has the acoustical properties of the acoustical tiles. So really big credit to them.
Huge shout out to Nick at Armstrong Ceilings. He stopped out here on several occasions, helped us kind of get our bearings with the acoustical drywall.
Aesthetically a pleasing room for people to host large events, but it was also engineered in a way that I could actually achieve its purposes of having large crowds in here and still have a conversation.
Hey everybody, thank you for tuning in and taking a tour of the St. Clair Country Club. Dave, Mike, wonderful job. Any last words you guys like to say?
Just want to say thank you to St. Clair's management team and staff. It was a pleasure to be a part of this.
I want to say thank you to our vendors who helped make this project a huge success.
Thank you guys for tuning in.